I got a slight problem with this system. The fans that we put in it aren't really pushing much air through those rads, so I put the AF 120s in the top and the Fractal HF 12s in the front, and they were also 120s. Both of those fans are more for like high flow case scenarios with like silence in mind, so you don't have like crazy, roaring fans in your case. Well, I had to have them maxed to keep temperatures like even like remotely like high. I don't know if high and extreme are the two things are completely shutting down and melting. I played Black Ops 3 for about an hour, and I was getting like 60 degrees on the 60 degrees on the CPU and like 68 on the GPU. Obviously the 295X2 runs super hot as it is, but those numbers aren't really custom liquid cooling numbers. So I was like, what am I doing wrong here? I turned the pump up. I couldn't even touch this one tube coming out of the GPU, and I got kind of nervous, so I stopped and shut everything down, and I started looking at what fans I could put in this that could do some more work. So these are the fans we're going to be using. I got 3 of the Fractal HP 12s. The other ones we were using were HF 12s, and the HF 12s are more for high flow case air movement, and the HP are high pressure. They're designed to go on rads, so they have quite a bit more power when there's a rad shoved up against it. So I'm going to put these in the top, and then I've got the HP 14s I'm going to put in the front, because my rad actually mounts flush to the back of the case, and there's actually an indent for the screws that hold it in, so they actually will allow a fan of 140 millimeters to be put on top without any problem. So I'm going to put 2 of the 140 mils in the front. These are also the HP high pressure ones. They don't run quite at the same RPM, but I don't think they need to because they obviously have a bigger fan blade. So I'm going to put these in, and hopefully my temperatures are a little bit better. So now I got the front fans in. I'm going to take the top of the case off because it's a little bit easier to see the wires and get the wires from the top fans out to the back of the case. Alright, so if you've been watching my build log, I don't know how many videos back, but when you saw me put the fans on the rad, it was on this tray, and I was able just to slide it in. Well, now I can't because I have these pipes here. I have to drain the loop and then disconnect them in order to get this tray out. So now I'm going to have to change the fans with everything connected, and I'm going to have to reach up in. This one might be a little bit hard to get to because it's in the back corner, but the rest should be okay to take out. So I've decided to fill the reservoir up because I can see that there's a bit of a gap here now. I think more air has gotten out, and obviously more fluid's been into the rad or something. So I'm going to top it up a little bit with distilled water. Just a little bit, it doesn't need a lot, but I can tell that it's low from where it was.
Hostile HCXD in your AO. Enemy took B. Be advised, hostile lightning strike targeting active. Be advised, hostile lightning strike. Hostile UAV above. Bravo locked down.
Alright, we've got an update here. After I put those new fans in, my temps are still kind of high. Not as bad as they were, but when I take the top off, it drops it by about 5 degrees, so I start getting around 65. But I don't want to run this with the top off of it, and 65 still seems kind of high for liquid cooling. And I'm blaming it on that video card. The CPU starts to get up around 60 as well, and I don't even have it overclocked. And that was my goal, was to overclock the CPU to like 4.5 gigahertz, but I don't even want to try that when it's running this hot. So I'm thinking about selling it and getting a 980 Ti, or finding someone that'll trade it on like Craigslist or something. The tube coming out of the video card is like, I can't even touch it. So I know my liquid inside is probably getting pretty hot, and that's not good for O-rings and stuff like that, so there might be a chance for leaking if it keeps staying those high temperatures. So what I'm planning on doing, like I said, get that thing out of there, put a 980 Ti in it, and call it a day. If you're watching this video and you want to stay tuned for the next video, I'll probably be putting a 980 Ti in the next video. Anyway, that's all for this video. See you later.